Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comcast. Call 1-800-COMCAST for TV, phone, and internet. And by the Romani Eye Institute, the most trusted name in eye care.
It all comes down to this. You take your best shot, might miss. You take it anyway. You're gonna make your move today. Got the will, you'll find a way to change the world someday. Grab this moment before it's gone. Today's your day, it's on. It's on. It's on. Today's the day, so come on, bring it on.
Yes, it's on and the game about to be on, but first we honor our nation, and here is the anthem singer, Patrick Lauder.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yes, it's a whiteout with that great color red right there. This series, even in more ways than 2 wins apiece, both teams have won on the road, both the Wings and Coyotes, 1-1 scoring the first goal. Our goaltenders tonight presented by Priority Health. Jimmy Howard, great bounce back in Game 4. First career playoff shutout, 29 saves, #1 star in the night. Vezina Trophy nominee, Ilya Bryzgalov. Goals against and save percentage this series well off his terrific regular season numbers. The referees tonight, number 23, Brad Watson. Number 34 is Brad Meyer. The Red Wings will start Henrik Zetterberg between Todd Bertuzzi and Valtteri Filppula. Meantime, the Phoenix Coyotes have changed up their check line. Martin Hansel will be in the middle along with Radim Verbata, but no Peter Pruka. They've moved Lori Korpikoski, number 29, on the wing to start. So we'll see the difference matching going on tonight with Dave Tippett having last change. We'll see how this goes. And remember, Phoenix going with 11 forwards tonight, 7 defensemen with Matthew Schneider to help the power play. Robert Lang is a healthy scratch. So it'll get the likes of Lee Stepniak and some others probably some more ice time for Dave Tippett.
You're going to see an awful lot of line juggling here in the first 4 or 5 minutes with both guys trying to get their what they think is the matchup that they want.
Back at center as Kronwall is on there along with Stewart. Slapped back in by Zbynek McCulloch, who took yesterday off from practice for a maintenance day. They say you never know with injuries in the postseason, as Shane Doan's missing a second straight game, and he missed half of Game 3 at the Joe, and they'll miss his presence. Behind the goal, it goes to Johan Franzen, out there along with Cleary and Pavel Datsyuk, as the Coyotes Taylor Pyatt got it in the middle. Fiddler across the line, but brought back in on the offside by Lee Stepniak. And this game is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast as Mike Babcock surveys the situation without last change here, and he'll take a look to see whom the Phoenix Coyotes coach Dave Tippett is sending over the boards. And he's got Pruka on the right side now off that check line, with Matthew Lombardi at center and Wojtek Bolski on the left wing, with Draper and Helm and Eves. Helm going after the puck, he's right in a goal! Great opportunity, and didn't get what he wanted on and off a rolling puck. Another shot, and it bounces right back to Pruka at center. Great opportunity that came out of nowhere for Detroit. Lidstrom went over the stick of Volsky. Behind the goal to Matthew Lombardi, their leading point getter postseason. Stolen by Volsky in front of the goal to Pruka. But he was tied up, and Howard knocks it down on the short side. Rafalski, who's been banged up in this series, but still okay to go. Behind the goal, Lombardi, and Rafalski able to knock it down. To the line, but not out. Off a leg and cleared back to center. Settled there by O'Corn, or Morris rather. Lead pass, Yandel. Off to Volsky, turning. Lidstrom didn't fight on that. Able to play one behind. And sent to center. Kateri Nokalainen. Number 71 can't get through as Lilia sends Ablocator on his way. Picked up there by Winnick. Daniel Winnick, a winger. You may see him playing some center again as the Coyotes will mix and match here as Ericsson's back to touch. This will be icing. And making his first appearance, there's number 23, a familiar number 23. Matthew Schneider, who's already scored this year against the Red Wings, made his debut with Vancouver this season and scored his 100th career power play goal of 223 he's got. That came against Detroit. Then he fell out of favor in Vancouver, went to Manitoba, and picked up from Vancouver in a deal at the trade deadline by Phoenix. But really, Mick, just why he's in tonight. Just some veteran experience, and mostly for the power play.
Yeah, he hasn't played enough, and he's also had some injury problems. And got line changes already going on here. Nokalainen out here now with his old mates and not with that Czech group.
And behind for Stewart, who got belted to the boards. He was hit hard by Korpikoski. And cleared by Datsuk out to center. Puck's knocked down. Jovanovski gets hit hard by Franzen. Datsuk fed one ahead. Bertuzzi is hit. Nearly interference as Zbynek McCulloch met him right at the line. Datsuk back for Kronwall. Bertuzzi turns at center. I had a chance to ask Todd about any words exchanged with Ed Jovanovski. He said, nah, nothing. We got along pretty well in Vancouver. It may heat up, but nothing yet, he said.
Well, you got a job to do. That's the bottom line. And you don't give any quarter to even an old teammate that you like. Not while the series is on.
Taken back by Filppula, and Rafalski's got it. Lead pass ahead, didn't reach Zetterberg. Morris plays one back. Lepisto with a long shot in. Rafalski got hit hard.
It's not charging anymore?
Well, you know, they'll try to take advantage. They know he's banged up as it is. Here's Morris, blocked in the lane was Filppula. Getting it ahead for Bertuzzi. Oh, and that went off the head of Morris. As Bertuzzi, gets held up by Morris. There's going to be a penalty coming here.
Yep.
I think Morris was a little bit upset where that puck went to start. He's saying, he got me in the face.
Well, there's no penalty for shooting a puck in a guy's face if he meant to do it, but I don't think that he did. He tried to flip it in. He caught him in the mud. You couldn't do that. Twice in 100 times if you tried it, for goodness sake. So
he hog-tied him there.
Yeah.
So Bertuzzi able to get a penalty drawn on him from Derek Morris. 2 times a Coyote, another one of those trade deadline acquisitions. He came over from Boston. So the Red Wings go to a Bell Tire power play, and much has been talked about. A successful power play for Detroit, 5 for 17 in the series. And at least one in each. Phoenix penalty killing, 6th in the regular season. Back to the line it goes to Rafalski. Pass knocked down by Hansel and cleared the length of the ice.
Look out.
He did. He saw the hit coming from Fiddler. Here's Datsuk, pulls it back and shoots, and it's deflected up into the netting. And out of play.
I guess there isn't such a call anymore as charging. That lad came off the bench and ran, as you're looking at this, I'll finish my thought, and ran 100 feet to make that hit. No charge at all.
Here's a look at the Red Wings' #1 power play unit.
Well, as bad as Phoenix has been outside of game 1, the Detroit power play could win this series on its own if it scores like they're used to scoring. Right now, they're a pretty high percentage with 5 goals in 4 games.
Filppula's got 2 for the Red Wings. Zetterberg's got 2, and Lidstrom has the other one. Thomas Holmstrom was the regular season leader for the Red Wings with 13. Datsuk was second with 9.
Goals are hard to come by in the playoffs. Boy, if you can get at least a goal a game on your power play, I don't care how many chances you get, it's a big advantage.
A bouncing puck. Good pressure by Filppula. On O'Coin. Back to the point, it goes to Stewart. Fed one off that Bertuzzi has to go back and pick up. Tried to feed it to Zetterberg, came back to Bertuzzi, on to Filppula. No one in front of the goal though. Plays catch there with Zetterberg. A move around Lepisto. Filppula to the front of the goal. And his countryman Lepisto able to get it back, but not out. It came back to Lepisto one more time. Winnick a whack at the puck.
Nice
Held
job.
in low by Stewart. On to Zetterberg. Here's Filppula, pulls back, shoots, save, Brzgalov.
Big time save.
Kronwall moving for Bertuzzi with 20 seconds remaining in the Bell Tire power play. Lidstrom goes to get it. Lidstrom inside the line with a good move. Holmstrom to the goal. He was knocked down as it went past him. Quickly back to Franzen from Datsuk, who shoots. And Franzen's shot sailed high over top of the goal. Lidstrom getting one through to Pavel Datsuk. As the penalty is now over to Morris. Datsuk, a shot, a save, and a rebound. Good clear. Came back to Datsuk again. In on goal, and Jovanovski will gather it in. Clear it around and down the ice.
Good looking power play. No goals to show for it, but very good looking power play by Detroit. And so far, they've only been given credit for 3 shots on goal.
Advocator through the middle. Coughed it up, got it back, and out at center, slipped through by Miller. Follows up on the play. And moved there by Yandel, who joins the rush. Intercepted at center and cleared in, but into the seats from Brad Stewart. So a stop in play, looking for our first goal here in Game 5 from Glendale, Arizona.
I feel pressure every year. I feel pressure every day because I put it on myself. I want to be the best coach in the world. That hasn't changed one day. The more I win, the more the disease sets in. I want to win more. I don't know why that is. That's just the way it is. I get up in the morning, I think about it. I go to bed thinking about it. I want to win. We want to win.
Well, he added a gold medal to his resume and won a World Junior Championship.
Wouldn't be a bad time
World
to.
Championship.
Wouldn't be a bad time to add one to that record tonight.
Yeah, that's true. In what they call the pivotal Game 5. Game 6 back at the Joe Sunday afternoon. Cleared in back of the goal. Coyotes with it in front, and the shot by Pruka went wide. Moving in is Yandel. 2 goals in the series for Keith Yandel. 4 from the Phoenix defenders. Howard able to tip that puck. Draper cleared it off a leg. Still in back of the Red Wing net to the far side goes Kronwall. Patrick Eaves had it go off
Not out.
his stick.
Ooh.
Yandel saying no, but they say yes.
Wow. He's a lot closer to that play than we are. So, Dave Tippett's team doing the same thing as they did in Game 4. It was a 1-0 game that ended up 3-0 late. And it's not much room for anybody to go anywhere. A couple of mentions here tonight to Jackie and Nick Libet back home watching, former Detroit Red Wing. Their daughter Katie living out here in the Phoenix area at the game tonight. Best wishes to Jimmy Gardner, retiring police officer back in Detroit. And to Kyle Arthur, good luck in your recovery from your back surgery.
You're here. Lidstrom tying up Lee Stepniak. Boy, they really want to get Stepniak going. And for 14 goals in 18 games as a Coyote. Just the 1 assist in the series. for number 22.
And a couple of goal posts too on that.
Out there along with Taylor Pyatt, who shoots it in, and Vernon Fiddler. Back of the net, too far for Fiddler. Holding in though. And a shot by Jovanovski off the side of the goal. Making smartly there by Phil Palit to Zetterberg and joining Rafalski. Didn't give him the puck quickly enough. Phil Palit able to take it back.
Is that Fiddler? Oh, there's a trip. Holy moly.
And they got it. Both officials have this. Red Wings are going to their second power play, and Dave Tippett said his team has to be more disciplined. And they've taken the first 2 penalties of this game. You can see the unhappiness and read it on his lips.
Well, you know how both Phil Palit and Zetterberg like to make moves like this, and that's just a reaction by Fiddler, and he wishes he hadn't have made it. Easy call to make for anybody who's got an orange band on, and Vernon Fiddler, the former Nashville Predator, will hope he spends 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Cleared around off the draw. It hit a stanchion, but bounces down for Stewart. Red Wing power play in effect, second of the game. Pavel Datsyuk trying to feed it back to Holmstrom, didn't go. Kronwall to Datsyuk again. No net front presence as Holmstrom back of the net. Across for Stewart. Franzen picking up his spot back at the point. Now they cross. Franzen with the puck. Turns back with it. Gave it away.
This is the guy I'm looking for to get on fire tonight. Number 93, Franzen.
Well, he's got a point in each of the 4 games. A goal and 4 points in the series. And you know what a big playoff performer he is. Winnick will send it down as the Red Wings miscue there. Lidstrom back to get it. Leaves it there for Zetterberg. Getting it in deep for Filppula. Quickly for Bertuzzi. And he hurried the pass, and Lokalainen able to intercept. Daniel Winnick in behind. He got crunched there as hit by Rafalski. Henrik Zetterberg to center. At the line, it stayed in. Rafalski catching up on a backhand. Comes back to Lidstrom, right point. For Filppula. Zetterberg wants it. He's got it. Filppula in the front of the goal. And tipped past him and over his head. Now he'll go get it near boards. 25 seconds left in the Bell Tire power play. One-timer, the shot, and a save by Brzgalov off Lidstrom. Lokalainen, Zetterberg together. In there is Derek Morris along with Bertuzzi.
It's a pretty low percentage shot right there, Ken. They got to do a lot better than that with the extra man.
Zdeněk McCulloch. Bertuzzi strong and 2 hands in the stick. But McCulloch stronger there. And that'll do it. Red Wings are going to go 0 for 2 in the power play. 17,000 plus here, majority in white. Appreciating that. Pass across, knocked down by Ablocator. So with that, we'll step out. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Tigers on Plus, you're here with us, and a little work being done on a sore neck for Todd Bertuzzi. I wonder if that's from when Derek Morris grabbed him.
Could very well. Yeah, very well be.
There.
He wrenched it way back, so got to get those trigger points and get him to move and get him out of there.
Great hands of Pete Van Zandt. Working on Todd Bertuzzi. Cleary got a stick in there, but Pruka pushed it away. The shot by a point in front of the goal. Back out the other side by Pruka. Volsky put in front of that. Great save by Howard. Oh, what a stop. As Pruka was robbed in front. Even while he was checked, he got a shot. Howard, another great save.
Volsky.
That one off Wojtek Volsky. Stolen Lombardi to Volsky. He missed it. Pressure here, Phoenix. Volsky's got it. Into the corner for Matthew Lombardi. Lidstrom trying to seal him there. He's on defense with Eriksson. The shot by Aucoin slowed up in front. Eriksson will turn with it and a penalty coming.
Yeah, you could see that coming. Nice shift by Phoenix again. Pruka over with Lombardi. And they were all over. And Volsky, who's got 3 goals in this series already. What a stop by Jim Howard there. And again there, Dan Cleary is on this line with Helm and off the Datsyuk line for the moment. But Detroit takes a penalty in that pressure, and the first power play of this game for the home team. And here's Schneider.
And the shot by Morris will be stopped. Phoenix's power play 3 for 17, and all 3 came in game 1. 0 for 13 the past 3 games, and 0 for 14 overall. The Red Wings have killed off the last 14 times Phoenix has had a power play.
Derek Morris has got to do a better job, and he and Schneider just talked. He's got to move the puck to Schneider. Schneider's got a bomb, even at 40 years old, back at that blue line. Not only is a slap shot, but he's also a guy that can move to the middle, and a big, strong kid that can wrist shot the puck through crowds and into the net. So that's what he's here for, and you know they're going to try to set him up.
Schneider's gone through a knee scope this year, and that's why he missed some playing time. Only played 8 games for Phoenix down the stretch, but was playing over 20 minutes a night, but had been a healthy scratch until tonight.
Red Wings are getting ripped wide open here in this first period with these faceoffs again, Ken. They won that one. It's a good thing.
Schneider going back to get it. And interesting that Matthew Schneider's in the game tonight for Robert Lang. Remember, in 07, game 4 in San Jose, Lang scored late to tie it, and Matthew Schneider got the winner in overtime. And tonight, Lang's out and Schneider's in. A little Red Wing connection there.
Whoa.
Schneider can't come up with the puck.
Officially, 8-3 faceoffs favor the Coyotes so far.
So what do you do to counter that? You give them a different look. You got to switch up.
You try to get your 2 best on the ice all the time when you can, just for faceoff, like we've done with Draper in the past.
Here's Stepniak in front, knocked down by Lidstrom. Stays with it. Point to Schneider, fakes it. Gets it again. He held it in and across for Morris. He had the game-winning goal in the power play. Derek Morris did in game 1, his first ever playoff goal. Hansel, a big body back of the net. Schneider moved in and he's got it. The left-hand shooting defenseman hit Lilly, his former mate, in front. It comes back to Schneider, walks it. Passes off though, Verbata. 24 goals in the regular season for Verbata. Schneider was forced there by Miller. Off Verbata out at center. With a half minute left in the Eriksson penalty. Red Wings changing up the penalty killing unit. Power play for Phoenix, 28th in the league during the regular season. So that was a bit of a turnaround, but they got 3 in their first 3 tries in game 1. A fan on the attempt to clear and knocked away as Eves. Good coverage down low.
Well, I'm not sure they meant Matt Schneider to stay on the ice for 2 minutes of the power play coming in tonight, but that's exactly what he's done. He'll finally go off now at the end of it.
Helm and Lombardi went after that puck, 2 of the quicker men in the game. Helm taken to the corner there by McCulloch. And the power play is over without a shot. Although they had the chances right in front. There's one that Howard will just slip wide. And Rafalski to get it. 6 to go here in the opening period. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond in the broadcast booth. Zetterberg with it. The shot is blocked in front. Zetterberg keeps control. Eriksson, quick shot. Hopping on it goes Rafalski. He got hit hard and knocked down. And Bertuzzi missed Pyatt with a hit. McCulloch will clear it around. Eriksson holds in left point. Filppula juggled it for a moment. Nokalainen hit his own man with the puck. And Filppula has been really good on the puck tonight. And
give it away. Look out here.
Win it. Over to Pyatt. 6'4" forward in behind the goal for Nokalainen. Turns away from Eriksson. Then Winnick. Away from Zetterberg. Look to the front of the goal. Pyatt heads there. And Rafalski managed to stay with him along with Filppula. Pyatt's got it again. Tried to pass back. Filppula took it away and spreads it out. And Rafalski with a high flip.
30 seconds of pressure from a giveaway inside the blue line.
They drew no coin on defense with Sammy Lepisto, whose godfather is a great Finn, Jari Kurri. He's the Finnish defender. Lepisto gets it in. Lilia. Check. Korpikoski and Hansel. They have to tag up on the offside. They do, but it allows Conwall with some time here. Datsuk with Holmstrom and Franzen. As Lilia gets it in. Holmstrom going in after. A hit on Lepisto, who managed to keep control for Korpikoski. With a long pass ahead for O'Coin off his stick. Here comes Datsuk. He goes wide. Still with it. To the line to Rafalski. Bounces down to Franzen. Pushes it through to the corner. Holmstrom in behind the goal. He's got it working away from Lepisto. Franzen lets it go to the line. Quickly Rafalski to Lidstrom. There's a pass and it went off a skate. Looked for a deflection in front, but it was behind Datsuk. Oh, gave away by Lombardi. And Franzen nearly capitalized. As Lombardi saw Holmstrom back of the goal, he decided to come out front, but off his stick, and Franzen nearly capitalized.
He didn't see Franzen, and fortunately, it slipped off the stick of Franzen right in front of the goaltender, who really didn't come out very far to try to poke check him or anything. Right here, oh boy. That's what happens when you play the body, though. Nice shift by Thomas Holmstrom back up on the big line.
Off that face-off, the Red Wings control. Jumping in is Stewart with help from Ablocator. Clary hit Lepisto. Kruka moved it, not out. Still control here, Kronwall. Back into Miller! Save made! And the Coyotes, a tired group who couldn't change, now do. Meantime, Kronwall gets it into Miller. Cleary wants the puck. He tried to go back to him, couldn't. Miller's got a wraparound try. He scored! Ablocator! He'll go to review on this one, but Ablocator jamming in at the net. We'll see what it hit. But they'll be looking at this one.
Well, Phoenix is arguing that this was kicked in. That's the obvious argument here. The pile up in front of the net. You can't see anything from that replay. The puck's through the pads. Did it hit Ablocator? We don't know. Nice wraparound by Miller. Here comes Ablocator. He's pushing the defenseman. It's the defenseman's skate. Thanks, guys. Great job. Right there. It's 1-0 Red Wings.
Good goal.
Justin Ablocator. I don't know if there's the puck right there off the defenseman, his left skate. Ablocator pushes him, which is okay. And there's the puck right there off the left skate. It's Fiddler back in there playing defense. And I don't know, I think Drew Miller will get credit for the goal. A great job by number 8 Ablocator to jam the front of the net, and she's going to be 1-0 Detroit with 2:56 to go in the first period.
That should be Drew Miller's goal.
And that's your fourth line, ladies and gentlemen.
They're reviewing, but I can't see how they could see anything differently than we did. It would be Drew Miller's 3rd career playoff goal in this his 21st career playoff game.
The thing that we're taking the time here now to review is that if, for example, Ablocator had kicked the puck, it can't go in the net off a Phoenix player. Even though it doesn't go directly into the net. But this puck did not ever get to Ablocator. You see it hit the back of the skate right there of 38 Fiddler. Bingo bango. Away you go, 1-0 Detroit.
And we don't even want to go to the kicking after that Vancouver game and propelling the puck. That thing's a whole mess anyway. So good goal, Drew Miller on a wraparound, and you're right, 4th line.
Yeah.
That's big.
Well, look at this. Here we got more line changes. It's 23 and 55 coming about to Stempniak. There'll be some body work going on here. Big Daniel winning. Here they go.
Long way to go in this one. The first goal in games has not been the be-all and end-all for these two teams. Both teams 1-1 when scoring first. The Red Wings need to add to it here in an odd man rush. Draper carries right in. He could have walked in much further than that, but took the shot. Brzgalov holds. 2:30 to go in the first period. Miller for Kronwall and Stewart. Drew Miller has the Red Wings up by 1. Out of town tonight. In Vancouver, the Canucks lead the Kings 1-0. And some other stories from around the West. The Sharks coming back against the Avs without Hayduk. And they're just tired out. Is Anderson. The Hawks coming back to beat the Predators. Miami with a couple of shutouts. That series all even. That was the latest starting series. And the Canucks coming back to beat Los Angeles.
What a comeback the other night.
Wasn't it?
Jeez. Los Angeles could have gone up 3-1 in that series. Almost full 3rd period, too.
Bernier has the Canucks goal tonight. Looking to go ahead there. Long shot in. Bertuzzi. Hit by Hansel. Bertuzzi still with the puck, coming out front himself. And it's cleared back. Cronwall going to get it.
It's obvious Dave Tippett now wants Hansel, the big Czech center, to play against the Zetterberg line.
And they did a nice job on that line in game number 3.
Game 3, they did, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that one hit Cleary. That got him up high. That stung him high in the chest.
He's all right.
Trying to shake it off. He's a hockey player.
He's all
right.
He's Edwards a long way from his heart, and he's got a big one.
Knocked off a stick, loose in the middle. Howard coming out of the net. He'll sweep it around. Pass Lombardi to the line. O'Coin couldn't hold it in. Bronson forces the issue. Picked up there by Datsuk. With a move, and he ran into the referee Meyer. As a result of that, Lombardi brings it back into the zone for Pruka. In for Lombardi again. Polsky back of the net. And his goal streak stopped in game 4. One in each, didn't it? Polsky, point shot. Fanned on as the stick came right out of Morris's hand. Knocked out of the air by Eaves. Morris turns inside his own line, and now it's center. Into Red Wing territory for Wojtek Polsky. Polsky going around Rafalski in back of the goal. Played it off the back of the net. Left it there. Rafalski fell in the puck. There's a boarding call. That's a dangerous hit. He was in a vulnerable position, and Fiddler just nailed him. Meantime, delayed call. The shot by Miller, blockered aside by Brizgalov. And Fiddler took the penalty earlier, and obviously...
Well, you know what? A lot of these players today just don't seem to have any respect for each other. They don't ease up on any of these plays. I don't care if it's the NHL playoffs or not. You can't make contact like that in a play like that when a guy is completely vulnerable and cannot. He stepped on the puck. It was obvious. It was in a position where he couldn't help himself, and he cranked it. He's lucky he didn't get a major penalty for that. Especially a guy down on his knees where your elbows are, oh, he's mad. What? Come on, man. Jeez.
You got to give those up. Yep.
I said it before. Get posters all throughout hockey, minor league and up. Want players to finish their check like that? They don't deserve to be coaches. Not good enough.
Cronwall nearly held that puck in, but called on the offside, and the Red Wings on a Bell Tire power play, their third tonight. Call now for tickets to Sunday's Game 6 at the Joe at 2 in the afternoon. Tickets still available. They're going quickly, though. Operators standing by. We'd love to hear from you. 313-396-7575. Sunday at 2, Game 6. Coyotes and Red Wings. Detroit looking to take a 3-2 series lead and hope to wrap it up then. Here's Zetterberg in front of the goal! And Brizgalov stopped that. Really another big step toward getting there. Zetterberg just missed. 7 seconds to go in the period.
He and Filppula have been hotter than a firecracker in this series.
So the first period comes to its conclusion. The Red Wings outshoot the Coyotes 12-6. Drew Miller with the wraparound goal. The only goal of the opening 20 minutes.
Well, they got the start they wanted. Phoenix came at them, tried to clog it up. It didn't really happen, at least not in the first 20 minutes. And one thing that Dave Tippett has said about his team, they have to cut down on their penalties and not be putting Detroit on the power play. Well, I guess that fell on deaf ears because Detroit will start the second period with 1:31 with Fiddler still in the box and leading 1-0.
Drew Miller getting that goal from Cronwall and Brad Stewart as you see the Red Wings heading to the dressing room. And when you see Drew Miller, we're going to let John Keating take things over. There you go, John.
All right, Kenny, thanks. We don't get a chance to visit with Drew Miller after a goal perhaps as often as we'd like and as often as he'd like, and as he gets a little bit disrobed. All right, we'll turn this way. Come on here. All right. Well, your third career playoff goal, and I guess in the box score it'll look like a slap shot, but that's basically playoff hockey, isn't it? Those ugly kinds of goals.
Yeah, we know we got to get pucks to the net, and the ones from the side have a chance against Brizgalov. And you saw that last game with Zetterberg's goal. So just trying to get the puck on net
All right, we're going to give you a chance to see it right over my shoulder here. It was some debate as to whether it was Advocator's goal or your goal. Looked like it went off Fiddler's skate and in, but it doesn't matter at this time of year, does it?
Yeah, either way, me or Abby, just going to get that first goal for the team on the road. And Brzgalov got a good save on me earlier in the shift, so I want to get the one back there and get the team rolling is good.
You take such great delight in this team's penalty kill. Now 15 straight against the Coyotes. How much will your PK determine who advances from this series?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, in today's game, specialty teams is huge. So we got a really good power play, and we got to match that with our penalty kill every night, and we got guys that work hard at it. Anything you don't like in your team start in the first period here in Game 5? Oh, I think it's a good start on the road. We played hard, competed, and we got a lot of shots on that. So going to keep building from there. Congrats on the goal. We appreciate your time. Thank you. There's Drew Miller headed into the Red Wings dressing room. They're up one love on the Coyotes in Game 5 here in the desert. Mickey York back in the Call Sam Studios. It's you.
All right, John, thank you very much, and far be it for me to be a Debbie Downer, but the team that has led after one has yet to go on to win a game in this series, so it's not time to get comfortable just yet. Coming up during our first intermission update, we'll show you the first period highlights, and Larry Murphy is all fired up. He'll join us to break down the game through 20. The Wings and Coyotes have played a one out in the desert, 1-0 Wings.
Welcome back to Glendale, Arizona and Jobbing.com Arena. The Red Wings with the lead heading to period number 2. And if a Detroit player gets a hat trick, bring in a copy of the box score to Arby's tomorrow and get a free order of curly fries. Well, Brian Rafalski took a beating in that first period of play.
Well, it's obvious they're going after him, but they went after him too loudly on a couple of these plays, and the last one was just totally unacceptable right there. Terrible thought process by Vernon Fiddler. He doesn't need to do that, and he's still, team's got to kill 1:31 here as we start the second period. Now, they've given Detroit 0 for 3 on the power play, but they're not. They're in the middle of the third one.
Right, so, because Fiddler's still in the box, only 29 seconds having elapsed in that, so plenty of time left in it.
Bad enough when you get penalties, when you got to take penalties, but that's one that you don't need to take in the offensive zone. So Detroit would love dearly to make them pay here early in the second and get a 2-goal bulge.
Well, in Game 4, Phoenix trailed after 2 for the first time in the series, and they're trailing here after 1 again.
I pointed out face-offs in the first period. Somebody didn't do their math right. 63% for Phoenix and 38 for Detroit. That's 101, so that's new in my books, but we'll just go 38-62 and leave it at that.
You're going 62, not 64.
You got it, yeah.
Right. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Arbitrary. Hansel's got it. Another shot stopped by Howard. Red Wings on the power play here to start the second.
The bottom line is Detroit wasn't very good.
Right.
No matter how you cut it. They got to be a lot better than that.
Pavel Datsyuk weaving his way through to Holmstrom. Datsyuk right out of the air, bunted one back to Rafalski. Over to Lidstrom, left side, back to Rafalski, on to Datsyuk. Oh, he fanned on it. Romanovsky picking up his stick that he had lost out of his hands and goes to the corner along with Lidstrom. He knifed it through to Holmstrom, who has the puck.
Nice job.
Bronson to Lidstrom, to Holmstrom. A whack at it, knocked away by Jovanovski. Rafalski in front. He went for a redirect from Datsyuk that didn't work. And that'll be cleared down the ice as McCulloch gave Holmstrom a little cross-check to the back. And a half minute left in the power play. Just over a minute gone here in period number 2. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond in the broadcast booth, along with John Keating and our Fox Sports Detroit crew. Here for Game 5. Filppula in front for Bertuzzi and just over his stick. Knocked down by Filppula again. Dangerous pass, but Red Wings keep control. Filppula passed off, got it again as he went in for Kronwall, and that'll do it for the power play.
Well, that was almost 2-0. Nicely set up, though, by Filppula and Zetterberg. Boy, are they ever working well together.
Zetterberg up through the middle, one shot on that last power play for Detroit. Zetterberg keeps on going, hit by O'Coin, came loose to the middle. Stepniak back in with a shot that goes wide. Fiddler threw it back into the corner. Hyatt in front of the net. And Howard stopped that as Yandel came in from his point position and got a good opportunity. A A reminder to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in tonight's game.
Keith Yandel has done that more than once in this series. That's why he's got 2 goals already. And they've been big ones. He does jump in there very opportunistically. Found the puck in the back of the net twice. Here he is again.
Volsky moves up on it. It's in back of the net as Cronwall pushes his man down. Came in front of Lombardi, and Howard with a quick left pad to stop that. Morris put it in back of the net. Ruka in front, grabbed by Cleary, and knocked down by Morris at center, who's on defense along with Matthew Schneider. Lombardi held it in. Had the puck come back to him again. Checked by Abdelkader, grabbed by Miller. And Cronwall will settle things down.
Like that got Dan Cleary back down, as I say down. Got him off that first line, and with these guys, you put Holmstrom back up there late in the first period.
Sammy Lepisto for Matthew Lombardi, who's had great numbers here at home of late. Lombardi worked in, he got hit. Molsky goes after it to the near side, and Lilia got there first. Yandel moved up. Lombardi able to knock the puck down. Draper got in the way, and here comes Eves to center. 1-on-3. Dumps it into the right wing offensive corner as Helm lost his footing. Got help from Draper. But Wojtek Volsky to center. As Radim Verbata knocked it in the rest of the way. Verbata in his second go around with the Coyotes. Jovanovski with a long pass that goes off his skate, offside. As Korpikoski brought it back in.
Good pressure here by Phoenix in the first 3.5 minutes. They've got what they wanted, I think, other than putting the puck in the net. Really working hard down in the corners. And boy, this series, at times, more times than you'd like to think, there's been small battles one-on-one in the corners at either end.
And the face-off will come back to center.
Also see Phoenix not matching up Datsuk with Martin Hansel. He's going with Hyatt and Fiddler. Stempniak on the right side.
As we mentioned, Stempniak's done some double shifting here. We need him to get back to the offense. And again, without Shane Doan tonight, and going with 7 defensemen, 11 forwards of the Coyotes. Franzen with a shot, a save by Brzgalov, and the rebound. Stempniak back to pick it up. Stempniak leads the rush to center.
Cleary's getting double shifted. Back out there again.
Cleary got hit, and a bouncing puck that no one seemed to know where it was. Now Pyatt's got it. Datsuk got in its way. Vernon Fiddler. A couple of penalties in that first period of play, along with Derek Morris, who'd held up Bertuzzi. Datsuk able to take it away from Radim Verbata. Now Datsuk, a finalist for the Selke Trophy, best defensive forward again, as Rafalski didn't get it out. Hansel sent it right through the blue. Jovanovski moved in. Rafalski with a little tip. No one could get to the puck though, and a steal by Lidstrom. And cleared down. This will be icing. As McCulloch gets there first.
You got to credit Mike Martin Hansel for just knocking his puck down right at the blue line. At least Stempniak is heading down to the Phoenix dressing room. We're not quite sure whether it's equipment or...
Well, you see what he did in the month of March. His first 14 games with Phoenix. First star of the month, player of the month of March in the NHL with 13 goals for his 14 games at 14 and 18 overall. But has not scored in the postseason. Just 1 assist in the playoffs. Lead pass by Morris. Hit a stick to flex in for Rafalski. Back of the goal. Lidstrom. Cleared around. Left there for Zetterberg. Back for Filppula. Crosses with Bertuzzi. Brzgalov kept it alive off the high glass as Filppula just shoved over his man. Truka laid it there into the middle. Volsky with Lombardi. A shot by Volsky deflected wide. Jovanovski moves in. Phoenix defense will activate to help create offense.
Detroit has 4 times now has not gotten that puck out over the line.
Bertuzzi. Across to Kronwall. Can't clear it in. It'll bounce right back for Stewart. Both teams changing on the fly. Filppula off his stick. Grabbed there by Jovanovski, who turns back. Gets the return pass from McCullough. Knocked down by Applicator. This is the line that did the scoring. Miller got it into Holmstrom. Some time back on the line. Miller got a high stick in the face.
It was Holmstrom's stick that slapped him right in the face. He's all right, though. He's staying out there.
Advocator will clear it back in. Jovanovski put it right back to his goaltender. He felt the heat coming from Thomas Holmstrom. 1-0 Red Wings, second period, game 5 here in Glendale.
Trying to get back to doing all the little things right and making plays when we're supposed to make plays and run their D when we're going to run their D and not get out of position and basically play a solid 60-minute game.
5 goals tied for the league lead coming into play tonight with Samuelsson, Nicholas Backstrom, Sidney Crosby. Ovechkin got his 5th tonight.
2 words there from Henrik Zetterberg. 60 minutes.
And Coyne knocked down Eves, lost his stick. And out of the crowd comes Helm. Picks it up in the corner, Helm turning. And grabbed there by Volsky. Gets the return pass. Stewart missed him with a hit. And Helm's away. 1-on-1 with Schneider. Helm gets it into Draper.
Schneider, 5-on-5.
There are 33s there as Draper away from O'Coin. Back to the line. Kronwall's shot just went wide. Stewart on his backhand. Then he went in deep. Draper didn't cover for him. And a good hit by Kronwall to stop Lombardi in his tracks.
It was a timely hit.
There's Verbata shooting, and that went way wide off of the tip.
Boy, he gambled a little bit, and he won the gamble. I mean, it was close. It would have been a 3-on-1.
Stewart was trapped in deep. Too far for Hansel. Datsuk in position to get in front of him.
Interference, Datsuk? I believe so.
The play was already gone, too.
Yeah. Hansel went down. I have to see a replay of this. I wasn't watching. I was watching where the puck went, but I'll show you the Kronwall pinch that he got away with. There you see Lombardi just at the last second got his head up, but nullifying him without taking a penalty gave his teammates time to recover. Okay.
Well, you see, you said it was no time for Pavel Datsuk to be a lady.
That's right, but
look for the Lady Byng Trophy once again for
didn't do much there.
Sportsmanlike play.
Didn't do much there that would endear him to be Paul Bunyan's buddy in the bush.
Power play, second of the game for the Coyotes. Red Wings have killed off the last 15 power plays by Phoenix. A little hold there on Stewart. Took exception to that. Verbata's shot is blocked. Verbata got it back to the line as Morris is back there with Matthew Schneider with the rocket. Stopped by Howard. Rebound in front of the goal, and it went wide, and the net is off. What a blast by Schneider.
Well, see, Schneider was wide open because
Stewart was
of the
banged up
bad
there.
scramble down in the zone, and they couldn't recover up high to be able to try to take him away with lots of time. Look at Hansel here. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5".
That puck changed direction. That was a great save.
Gracious. Wow, I guess so. Unbelievable. They're going to have to really watch Schneider.
And they do there. You're right, if they take away the points, it opens up an odd man down low, right?
Sure does. Well, normally they don't cover the points in this game today, whether it's 5-on-5 or when you're killing penalties, but you can't give them all kinds of time like Morris had in game 1.
Well, and this team scored 40 goals from their defense during the regular season, second to only Vancouver in the NHL, and they've got 4 of these playoffs already. Schneider with Morris back there. Verbata, top of the circle, and a wrist shot blocked in front. Kronwall got down in front of it. Another shot, Howard the save.
Never saw it.
Shot from Morris.
Nice job, though. Good position.
Helm in on Brizgalov, and the save made. Red Wings change up the penalty killing unit. Some changes for Phoenix in the man advantage. Schneider. Offside.
You know, Detroit hopes that this Phoenix power play continues to be discombobulated like that. They got to get the puck up quicker. You got people standing still at the line, and most of the time you end up with an offside like that. And Matt Schneider knows that, but he had nowhere to go with it.
Isn't that amazing, the numbers? 81 of 101 back to the regular season. Terrific numbers. .91 of 101. Only 10 against. Loose puck, Volsky. In front of the net. And Stewart knocked it away. As they're using Jovanovski down low. Trying to create some havoc in front. Yandle the shot.
Tried to force it. See, he's got to make a play there. If you're a Phoenix fan, he tried to go into crowd, blocked, and down she goes.
Trying to use the big body presence of the defenseman Jovanovski up on the power play with Pyatt. As Schneider clears it in.
Hansel can do a good enough job of that.
Now Jovanovski sets up a la Holmstrom. Got knocked off stride. Pyatt's got it. Penalty over. Back to the point. To O'Coin. Oh, great save. Rebound. Let's go! Who's in front? Jovanovski.
Jimmy Howard is screaming at the referee for interference.
It's a 1-1 tie. Not a power play goal, but Jovanovski was still out there as a result of that power play.
Well, let's see if Jim Howard's got a case. Didn't look like it from that replay. Looked like Jovanovski was outside the crease. There was a bit of contact, but it might have been initiated with Lidstrom and contact at 55. So we're tied at 1. You mentioned, Ken, not a power play goal, which is psychologically good for Detroit. That Phoenix is still going to be 0-4, but nonetheless a tie game.
That's the 5th goal from a Coyote defenseman in this series. So this game's all tied up at once. Point shot, Rafalski, blocked in front of the goal. O'Coin moves into center. Lepisto. His shot goes off the skater. Rafalski and Howard taking no chances. Settle things down for a face-off. So 7 seconds past the halfway point in Game 5. The series even. The game is even.
The Tigers tied the Rangers at 4 in the top of the 9th, but couldn't hold on in the bottom half. Elvis Andrus with the bases loaded singles off Ryan Perry. That's your ball game. The Rangers win it 5-4 as we send you back to Ken and Mick in Glendale, where it's now a 1-1 hockey game.
Thank you, Mickey.
13 seconds after the power play expired for Phoenix, they tie the game. Detroit was not able to get organized well enough in their own zone, and credit Adrian O'Coin for that quick wrist shot from the point, and Jovanovski for getting position on Lidstrom in front of Jim Howard.
Fiddler will clear it back in. Zetterberg with Filppula and Bertuzzi. Stewart for Bertuzzi. Quickly ahead. Filppula with it at center. Bertuzzi goes after the puck and into the zone. Got knocked off stride. Zetterberg goes after with McCullough. And we've got a penalty here for holding.
Offensive or defensive?
I think it's going to be Zetterberg.
I think it's Zetterberg. Oh my goodness, he's not going to be happy about that. He's trying to forecheck. Got a hand out there. Lets the referee know he didn't like it much at all about the call. There's a look at the tying goal a moment ago. Look at the position in front of the net. I draw it for you, but my telestrator's gone dark, and Jovanovski, Johnny on the spot to tip it in. But again, Detroit not able to get organized. Another penalty kill here.
Morris at the left point. In for Verbata. Schneider at the line. Hansel knocked it down. Good play. Lidstrom with that active stick as always. Eaves with a backhander. Kept alive by Brizgalov. Lidstrom and Stewart on the back end. Cleary and Miller up for Detroit. Sent around to the line and a hard hit. Morris and Howard holds on to that. With Pruka and Hansel right there on the doorstep.
He didn't get any traffic, Ken, in front of him, so it was an easy stop for Jim Howard to make. The only issue here, nice big hit by Stewart. Lale, you gotta love that. The only issue here for Jim Howard is can he corral it, be soft enough not to give up a rebound, and he did.
Coyotes had scored a goal in each of the first 9 periods of this series, and then 10 through 13-0, and now they've got one here in period 2 of game 5. And their scoring streak had been stopped for a while, and now the Red Wings have to keep them from gaining the advantage here in the man advantage. Volsky back of the net. Kronwall trying to tie him up. Again, they've got Jovanovski up front, along with Lombardi. Jovanovski with some extra effort. Yandel held it in.
Get out.
Here's Schneider with a spin around and a shot. That's blocked by Lilia and cleared. 8 minutes to go in period 2. 35 seconds left in the Phoenix man advantage with Zetterberg in the box. Jovanovski on the hard around. Off the skate of Volsky. Lidstrom for Stewart. Found a seam and gets it down the ice. Brizgalov leaves it back there for Matthew Schneider to center. His 21st season, shoots it in and goes in after it along with Stewart. Wearing his old 23 and clears it down. Red Wings kill off another one. 17 for 17. Since the Coyotes went 3 for 3 in game 1 here. Filppula. Puck is swept there by Yandel and knocked away by Zetterberg for Filppula. Back to Zetterberg in front of the goal, and that went off the skate of Bertuzzi. Rafalski had it go off Filppula, and a bouncing puck comes back to center. Filppula's got it, and he'll turn with it. Back in for Zetterberg. Who on the road in the playoffs, 29 road points the past 23 road playoff games for Zetterberg. 29 and 23. The last 3 playoff seasons, remarkable numbers for number 40. Bertuzzi. He's got a man in front in Datsuk, but couldn't see him. As O'Coin took him out of the play. 2-on-2 back as Verbata dropped a Hansel and a save by Howard, and the rebound, Bertuzzi clears it. Off the glass to the line. And out at center. And Rafalski waits for his team to get organized. Bertuzzi goes off in a change. Brizgalov shoots it past Lepisto and the on-rushing Franzen. Datsuk able to intercept, and Franzen gave it right back. Pavel Datsuk's got a 12-game scoring streak against the Coyotes in this building. What to add to that? Match his jersey number. McCulloch turns in his own zone. Back for Pruka. And ahead for Lombardi, but too far. Kronwall left it for Holmstrom and slapped right back in. Franzen moves in on the forecheck. And they'll peel off now for a change as Bennett McCulloch with his head up and a long pass. No icing. Kronwall back to get it.
Really?
Overskated. Loose in the middle, Abdelkader. Up with Cleary. This will be icing unless Cleary gets there first, and he does. He negates that. Miller gets interfered with. Lombardi. Got it ahead to Volsky. Good back check by Miller. Stewart quickly into Abdelkader. And Jovanovski into the corner, turns with it. And McCulloch for Phoenix to center ice. And lifting one high into Detroit territory. Blocker to side. Easily by Howard to the corner. Stewart lays on the body with Nokalainen. Eves couldn't get it out. Yandel threw it back into the far side. Lidstrom. Nokalainen and Pyatt in the corner. Stewart ties up Winnick, who gets it back to the line to Morris, and Abdelkader with a good block. Okalainen back of the net. Lidstrom knocked him down. The referees in the crowd trying to get a call.
Nice job.
Abelkader knocked it out of the air.
High stick.
Goal with time winding down in period number 2, and Tempers Fleury will return in a moment. In a 1-1 tie, we'll bring you the Bernstein Advantage Scouting Report on Todd Bertuzzi. Fire and Rain. He loves James Taylor.
Nice singer.
Yeah, and look at that 7th birthday gift. He was given a snowmobile, and you know what he did with it? Very next day, he crashed it in the side of his house.
His 7th birthday?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Too young to drive, that's why.
You think. Yeah. But he liked crashing into things even back then.
I like the James
that set
Taylor
him up
thing.
for the hockey
Good.
career.
4:03 to go here. 1-1 game. The building full of white again. Sold out. 3rd game in a row.
It's the best 2 of 3 series now. All even, 2 wins apiece. Game 6, 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, Joe Louis Arena. That'll be held by Howard.
It was the 2nd period, Ken, of game 3 that Phoenix really dominated in the second 10 minutes. They had 4 or 5 chances. They finally scored with about 30 seconds left in the period and didn't look back in the 3rd. Ended up winning 4-2.
Well, this game tonight, a far cry from the game Detroit won, and here game 2, 7-4. Game that had 5 ties and 5 lead changes in front of the net. All in the 2nd period.
Right.
5 goals in a span of 3:58 in game 2. Only goal in this period from Phoenix. The Red Wings had a 1-0 lead after 1. On the goal from Drew Miller. Jovanovski, that man, tied it here in the 2nd, 13 seconds after a power play had expired for Phoenix. And that's been it. Shots are 19-16 in favor of Phoenix. Zetterberg and a wide edge here in the 2nd. Got it back to the line to Conwall, and he didn't hold it in.
He's lucky, though, that it's an offside because Verbata was gonzo. There was a bad hop. Ooh, boy. Look at this thing. It's up in the air. It hits his leg. It comes back in. It's offside. But luckily, Verbata didn't get it, or he'd have been gone.
Rafalski. Into the corner here. And his stick lifted by Eves. Eves, Hellman, Draper. Derek Morris. To Pruka. Rafalski for Detroit. Gives it to Helm. Forced back there by Pruka. Chris Draper at center. Goes after it with Morris and Matthew Lombardi. Driven to the boards by Draper was Lombardi. Handel took a piece. Peak Rafalski moved in, and Cleary gathered it back at center for Nick Lidstrom. Lidstrom with a long pass that goes off the stick of Franzen. Back at center is Cronwall for Stewart. Perfect feed. Here comes Datsuk smoothly in, cuts across and shoots. Goal post. Left goal post for Pavel Datsuk. We've seen that shot go in so many times with that move. Just cuts across, lets it rip.
Let traffic go to the front. That was the key there.
Here comes Fiddler. Puts on the brakes and gave it right back to Cronwall. Quickly ahead and off the skate of Cleary. Lepisto gets one back. And the return feed. Right to Howard, angle to the corner. Daniel Winnick first in, left to Pyatt, but overskated, got it back. Double teamed. Back to the line. O'Coin hit a body in front. There are a slew of bodies in the high slot there in front of Howard.
A couple of plays into the corner from Jimmy Howard that have been recovered by Phoenix. Boy, he's got to be quicker and more alert.
That puck's taken away by Franz and Holmstrom to the front of the net. Franzen now gets it down low for Holmstrom. Being checked. Keeps control. Went back for Franzen. Marks up high in the corner.
Still there.
The referee says, here it is. He's telling Lepisto, here it is. No one knew where it was.
What's wrong with your GPS?
Right. Korpikoski battling with Nick Lidstrom. It's the second time since '97 not a finalist for the Norris Trophy for the Red Wing captain, a rarity. Eves will clear it into the zone. Ed Jovanovski with a half minute to go in the second period with a lead pass. Verbata fan on another shot. Howard out to stop that with the right pad. Jovanovski back in his own zone for McCulloch. Hansel couldn't take it. Red Wings get onside. And McCulloch back with 8 seconds left in the period. Long pass tipped through by Volsky, so the Red Wings got 1 in the first. Coyotes get 1 in the second, and a good period for Phoenix, out shooting Detroit 14-4. Red Wings have 4 shots, and the one Datsuk ripped off the left post doesn't count as a shot.
Well, here's why. The key here is guys driving the net, both sides, and everybody else backs in. Pavel Datsuk uses all of that and tries to beat the goaltender, and he had him beaten, hit the short side goal post. Here the iron all the way up here. There's Franzen driving the net. People go with him. A little bit of a screen. Darner made it 2-1, but she's 1-1 after 40. And that's what a lot of people expected, Ken.
BMW second intermission report. John Keating with a guest from the Phoenix dressing room, Larry Murphy, in our Call Sam studios to dissect the period and highlights from the Tigers and the Rangers in Texas. Mickey York in our Call Sam studios.
All right, Kenny, thank you. Of course, winning on the road is huge in the playoffs, and it has been for the Wings over the years. In their last 4 Stanley Cup wins, they finished with winning playoff road records, trying to get to 2-1 on the road in this postseason with a victory in Game 5. But right now, the Wings and Coyotes knotted up at 1 after 40 minutes of play. Coming up, we'll have the second period highlights. So look at the stats, and Larry Murphy checks in with us again through with his thoughts after 40. You're watching Red Wings playoff hockey on Fox Sports Detroit.
A 1-1 tie, ready to start period number 3. Red Wing fans here at jobbing.com arena. Red Wings McDonald's Player of the Game voting presented by Deluxe Angus Third Pounder. Here's how the voting is going with Brad Stewart leading the way in the physical game as the Red Wings are out hitting the Coyotes tonight. And around the league tonight, Buffalo stays alive there as they win at home over Boston. We're up 3-0 in that one, and then added an empty netter. Montreal goes into Washington and shocks the Capitals. Alexander Ovechkin getting the only goal as they stay alive, and Vancouver looking to take a 3-2 series lead after LA blew their opportunity the other night. Michael Samuelson's got his 6th of the postseason.
He's been hot for sure. They moved him up to replace Burrows on the line with the Sedin twins, and Sammy has been hot for sure. And so were the Phoenix Coyotes in that second period. Where were the shots? 14-4?
Yes.
In favor of Phoenix. So Detroit needs to get that turned around very quickly here in this third period.
How about this number? Of the 21 Phoenix shots in the game, 10 by forwards, defensemen 11. Of the Red Wings 16 shots, forwards have 15. 1 from the blue line.
Yep.
So that's how much the Coyotes rely on their defense for the offense. And they're using 7 defensemen tonight in front of the goal. And an opportunity just rolled off the stick of Korpikoski. He's had some great chances unable to bury in this series. Stewart ahead to Filppula, skate to stick, crosses not with Bertuzzi, and he takes a long shot in off the back of the net as Jovanovski sent it around. Stewart kicked at it. Right in Verbata. Howard will hold on to that shot. Face-off coming up. Well, the Norris finalists were announced today. Drew Doughty, Duncan Keith, Mike Green of Washington. They're the finalists, and Nick Lidstrom, the last time he wasn't a finalist was 2004. Just the second time not a finalist since '97. And the guy you circled there, Mick, Drew Doughty, I'm with you on that. The kid's just 20 years old. I think if he doesn't win this year, he'll win for like Bobby Orr did for years and years to come. He is just terrific.
He's a good one, for sure. He's a great one already.
He is, yeah. Duncan Keith's going to get a lot of votes. Mike Green led Blue Liners in points, but struggling again in the playoffs. Not the writers vote for that award. Nick Lidstrom had a great second half, and even Nick said this morning, hey, his numbers weren't there. There's a shot in. Everyone, Red Wing fans, know how valuable he is in the blue line.
The first half, that was very average for Nick with all the injuries and everything else, but he had a very good second half, and he's still very, very good defensively.
And he stays healthy, durable. The amount of time he plays as Lidstrom goes back to get the puck now. Goal and 2 points in the series. Turned 40 years old on April 28th. Day before Mike Babcock's birthday. Yandel clears it around. Sent ahead for Pruka, not out. Stewart stood him up. Patrick Eaves back of the net. Tried the backdoor play. Pruka first to pick it up for Phoenix. Moved by Lombardi, gets the puck back. Matthew Lombardi off Pruka's skate. Phoenix changing on the fly. Matthew Schneider. You can see the difference he's made to this Phoenix blue line, can't you?
His experience pays off. Boy. We didn't expect him to play 5-on-5, but this is the second time now, maybe third time, that he has. And I would expect we're going to see him more.
Even on power plays for entry to the zone, he just calms things down. And that went into the bench and back in play. That's why we have a stop. Now you can place a small deposit on 2010-11 Red Wings season ticket plan right now and enjoy current benefits like priority on this year's playoff tickets below box office prices. Call 313-396-7575. Operators are standing by.
Until now, in the third period, Matt Schneider's played 2 minutes and 4 seconds of even strength hockey, 404 overall. So they got 7 defensemen dressed. Haven't seen a lot of Lepisto.
Ansel waved out of the face-off circle. Korpakowski came in on the draw, kicked back to Kronwall. Filppula sends it in. McCulloch turns to get it, and there's a penalty coming.
I'm wondering, like, when are they going to start calling interference when guys are dumping the puck in? And sure enough, I wasn't watching the referee, but Filppula did a nice job. He dumps the puck in. He moves his feet, and they grab a hold of him. See, Hansel grabbed him, much like Datsuk did to Hansel in the second period. So, what a Val Filppula by drawing that penalty, put the team on the power play.
Red Wings' fourth Bell Tire power play of this game. Want to keep their streak alive with the man advantage. Getting one per. 5 for 20 now in the series. Here's Datsuk. Rafalski and Lidstrom back there. To the middle, Franzen went back for Datsuk, didn't shoot it, but a Red Wing bounce. Here's Datsuk again. Quick shot and a save. Brzgalov off Franzen and clear.
Franzen's got to shoot that puck. The way he can fire it, oh my goodness.
.26 goals, 45 points, the last 43 playoff games for Franzen. Datsuk to Holmstrom. Closed by O'Coin. Korpakowski digging at it in the skates. Came free for Nokalainen. Into the glove of Lidstrom. Didn't get it deep. Franzen circling. Now one more time. Rafalski to Holmstrom.
That guy's standing still. It's no good.
Yeah, can't get the entry smoothly. Franzen shoots it around hard. Tip to the point. Rafalski's got it. That hit a stick and deflected to Morrison off the glass. Zetterberg tried to punch one back. Franzen held it back into Lidstrom. There's a shot in, and Brzgalov saw that and holds on.
Detroit got caught with tired guys on the ice. Minute and 20 seconds roughly. Usually they're a minute apiece, and then they get fresh troops out there for the second part of the power play.
Well, there's one of the rare shots from a Red Wing defenseman tonight as Nick Lidstrom got it through there. 167 career points. First among active players in postseason. Second all-time playoff games. Among skaters to Chris Chelios. All-time. Knocked down. Kronwall for Filppula. A dozen seconds left in the power play. Stewart. Left-hand shot, right side, goes back to Filppula. Zetterberg has it. To the line to Stewart. Quick shot through, knocked down in front.
Nice block.
And here's a break. Hansel's away. Kronwall getting back. Hansel in on goal. Saved by Howard. Rebound. He's got that too.
My goodness gracious me. Wow. Ho-ho. Now that is playoff goaltending by Jim Howard. That's a really good block in front of the net. I think it was Mahalik. And then Hansel out of the penalty box. Out of the Edmonton Oilers. Big save there. Big save on the rebound. Woohoo. Boy, oh boy. Those are the kind of saves that are supposed to allow you to win. Right there. And Hansel's shaking his head.
Howard will hold it, so we'll get another face-off coming up.
And also, give credit to 55 Kronwall for getting back as quickly as he did to force Hansel to shoot it probably before he really wanted to. But
The draw shot just went wide. Pruka threw it back in. Yandel for Pruka. Leaving there for Keith Yandel, the Boston native, moving that puck over the head of Jonathan Ericsson. This will be icing as Rafalski is back to get it.
Dave Tippett has instilled in this team that they need to play within the system to be successful. They were most of the year, well, a lot of it in shootout for sure, but nonetheless, they've got a lot of confidence in the way they play the game and the system they're playing.
Very structured team. Lombardi to the front of the net. And right through the blue. Lombardi with it again, and the shot sailed high and up into the netting. And he bangs his stick, upset he missed that one. Matthew Lombardi, who's their leading point getter and in the regular season, their respective records in 1-goal games, and Phoenix led the league with 14 shootout victories. Mike Babcock, Mick, was saying about the Phoenix defense, they move the puck well, aided by the fact that each defense partner is the opposite shot, meaning a righty-lefty, so they go side to side really well. Detroit, by comparison, only has Brian Rafalski as a right-hand shot. 69% of all NHL defensemen are lefties. So it's tough to find a right-handed shooting defenseman, and yet Phoenix is a compliment on each pair.
Sometimes they'll go in cycles.
Yeah. Fiddler out there along with Stepniak. In for Pyatt, a save by Howard with the block. Off O'Coin. First on it is Rafalski. And a right-handed shooting defenseman. What a play to Nick Lidstrom. Here's Franzen with Datsyuk and Bertuzzi. They can't get through. Korpakovsky shooting it in. Hansel couldn't pick it up. Fired in deep by McCulloch. One of those rare Europeans. That's a right-handed shooter. New York Times story saying 76%. Zetterberg just missed it. In front of the goal, cleared away. Filppula one more time in deep for Bertuzzi. Back into Filppula. Forced to the boards by Hansel. Cleared it back in for Bertuzzi. And now Jovanovski will send it ahead. Turn back with it. As the Red Wings change on the fly. Long one in that Howard will hold. for a face-off. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Now it's time for our Jeep game summary. The goals tonight, Drew Miller got the first one in the first on a wraparound off the skate of Fiddler in front. And look, there was no kick on that. And then Ed Jovanovski.
Well, you mentioned that Phoenix defense has been very, very active and done darn near as much goal scoring as their forwards have in this series.
Cleared the center. Kruka couldn't get it in. Datsyuk
Go wide.
can't get through. Lombardi with it. Matthew Lombardi waits, drops it off, and the shot. Saved by Howard. Lombardi in the rebound. Datsyuk's got that. Tried a rink-wide feed that was knocked down, but Phoenix will change. Red Wings follow suit. Eaves goes in after it. Taking the board by LaPista. We got help back there. Fiddler gets hit. Hyatt along with Stepniak. Eaves went to hit him. Fiddler going wide. Wrap around try, and Eriksson got a stick down there. Along with Helm coming back.
Tired.
Eaves will shoot it in. Well, Helm saved one at one end and now goes up on the forecheck at the other. Lost his stick. He'll head to the bench. Stepniak cutting through. Off a skate of Hyatt. Left it there for Stepniak. Keeps control of it. Yandel to the front of the net. Hansel in front.
Oh,
And
my
Hyatt
goodness.
couldn't get there.
You got to be kidding me. They're going to call a penalty here against Lilia. Whoa. Well, I got to see this replay. Holy jumping jeepers. They're going to call it hooking. They're cycling. Here comes Lilia up high. Where is he hooked? Boy, oh boy. You hate to lose a game in a play like that. Or a call like that. Wow. Pretty weak.
Helm won a very important face-off right there. Brought back in by Jovanovski. Playing up front again on this man advantage in front of the goal. Off Jovanovski. And Helm cleared it, but not out.
Wow.
Matthew Schneider with Morris, who shoots. Howard the save. Helm can't get it again. And a bouncing puck eludes Detroit, but here comes Helm. And he can't get away. Brought back in by the Coyotes. After Detroit couldn't get it down ice. Yandel, the shot, that's blocked. Getting in front of it was Cleary. Back to Yandel. His shot, Howard, good stop.
What a save by Howard there. Interference run by Phoenix, no call there. Detroit not getting the breaks right now with the calls, for sure.
Well, we're at the halfway point of the third period. Game 5, series tied. Game tied, power play. 50 seconds left in it for Phoenix. To the line, off for Banner. Interfered with Miller. Nowhere near the puck. Miller persists. Hansel. Miller careful not to hook him. Shot sailed off the high glass. Keith Yandel and Verbata knock it deep to Kruka. Back to Verbata. And taken away and sent down by Conwall. Matthew Schneider will lead the last rush here in the Phoenix man advantage. Good move, Fiddler. Off the stick of Stewart and wide. Yandel hit by Eaves. 3 seconds left on the power play. Backhanded in front, intercepted. That'll do it. Lilia joins the rush as Stewart brings it ahead with Eaves and Helm. Stewart goes wide to the goal. And Brzgalov a piece of that up into the netting and out of play. So a huge penalty kill for Detroit. They are perfect tonight. We're back in a moment. It's time now for the Volkswagen drive to the net. And they've been driving on Jimmy Howard tonight, but he's been terrific.
That he has. Coyotes out shooting Detroit overall 29-20 at this point.
Just under 9 to play, third period. Draw one by Datsuk to Lidstrom. And so score!
Oh my
That's
goodness!
in front of Holmstrom,
Wow.
and it's in the back of the net.
You believe
And the Red Wings lead it 2-1 with under 9 to play.
Wow. Face-off.
Datsuk won it cleanly.
A clean win by Datsuk. They've been under 50% all night after 40 minutes. Brizgalov has no idea where this puck ended up, how it ended up in the crease. Only Thomas Holmstrom, who was taken off the top line, put back on the top line. There's the draw. He beats Hansel clean. Lidstrom, what does it hit? Oh, it followed Holmstrom. And O'Coin. Oh, he took a second wipe and nobody. Oh my goodness gracious, what a weird goal. It followed the two of them, 33 and 96, and Holmstrom going, oh my God. And again, second whack, still nobody there. Brizgalov's still looking for that baby, and it's 2-1 Detroit on the 21st shot. Whoa, out of nowhere, off a faceoff. Who says they're not important? Ooh.
Here comes Hansel.
Oh, what a hit.
Knocked down
Oh, look
by
at that
Stewart.
splash. Jovanovski up. And what a two-hander on Zetterberg. Holy crow.
Lidstrom and Datsuk assisting on the Holmstrom goal. Filppula's got it. So Pavel Datsuk's point streak here in Phoenix. 13 straight games in here in the desert with a point against the Coyotes. Filppula right in, back of the net in front, and Brizgalov stopped his centering feed.
It could be an icing, and it will be. Geez, what a great chance there. Zetterberg went after 55 Jovanovski after he two-handed him really over the left arm. Filppula had a nice move but ran out of real estate. Brad Stewart's been a monster out there tonight. What a game he's played. He just wiped somebody out there at the blue line. Oh boy, Brad, little chuckle. He loves that kind of play. What a monster he's been tonight.
That's why the fans were voting for him for our player of the game.
Good choice.
Another face-off win by Detroit. Datsuk the shot and a save. Brizgalov. Franz on the rebound. That hit Holmstrom in front. He's played goalie a couple of times, but that one didn't go in for him. Here's Datsuk. In behind for Holmstrom. Back of the net. You're showing Mike Babcock. You're going to think of taking me off this line again?
Do it.
In front of the goal. Datsuk scores!
What a shot.
Pavel Datsuk roofs it.
Oh my God.
A goal and an assist, and it's 3-1 with 7:41 to play.
What a shot. I mean, he had very little room, and if we get the right replay here, I'm going to show you what he had, and he scored a goal like this in game 1, I believe it was, of the series. A backhander the same way. He starts to play out. Holmstrom again. I hope he gets an assist, because what a job he did on this baby. No, he will get an assist. Look at this up here. Look at this up here. To the left, his left ear. He's down on one knee. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Off the
Right
post and in
top
there.
corner. Was it game 1 he scored that goal where he stutter stepped and put it up over Brizgalov like that? I think it was, but nonetheless, we've seen it before. And what a move by Datsuk. Thomas Holmstrom. Now, Homer's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. Boy, boy.
No, it was game 2 in here. It was
There you
game
go.
2 in the
There you
7-4
go.
game.
Same net.
Yep.
Yep. There you're right, the 7-4 game.
2 goals,
Holy
110 apart. Holmstrom and then Datsuk, who assisted on Holmstrom's, and Holmstrom assisted on his with Franzen.
Wow.
12:19, the time of the Datsuk goal. 11:04, the time of Holmstrom's goal. So a 2-goal lead here. Fired into Howard. With no one coming at him, he'll leave it there for Rafalski. Now the Coyotes will have to pressure here. Send in a forecheck. They'll have to activate the defense too, more than they have. Trying to get back in here. And the Red Wings take advantage. Here's Filppula. In front of the net. And Korpikoski's got it. At center. Leaves it back for Matthew Schneider. Zetterberg knocked it down to Filppula. Got some room on the right wing to the middle and shoots. Blocked by Schneider, gloved ahead, and here come the Coyotes. Korpikoski with a good pass to Hansen. Long shot, Howard stops. And you think about it, Mick, the 2 goals in quick succession. How about the saves by Jimmy Howard prior to it?
They continue to lead and win this game.
And on Hansel?
I think I said at the time, Jim Howard, was it 2 stops on Hansel? That's what it was.
Yeah, sure.
And I said, that's the kind of goaltending
Wins you games.
that wins you games. They allow you to come back and win games later. And boy, oh boy, would that guy love nothing better for that to happen tonight. 6:05 on the clock.
The point, Lepisto, blocked. Datsuk's open. Miller's got him. Miller will shoot. Oberskolov fought it off.
Save there.
Datsuk gets hit. Stewart to pick it up. And Mike Babcock has Drew Miller on the line here.
Yeah, exactly.
With Franzen and Datsuk for defensive purposes. Howard handles that easily. He just looks so calm now.
Wow.
That bounced back in game 4, that shutout, and you can see the confidence here tonight. First Holmstrom, then Datsuk. Red Wings by 2.
Coyotes, gentlemen.
Well, Pavel Datsuk with 2 more points tonight.
Yeah.
Goal scorers, Miller and Pavel Datsuk with 2 points, continuing his streak. Now, Henrik Zetterberg 0-2-0-3 coming in, but since 0-1-0-2, when Datsuk scores a goal in the postseason, when Zetterberg scores a goal in the postseason, and you can see when they both score, that would be since 0-2-0-3, 9-1. The Red Wings when Datsuk and Zetterberg get it together, but when Pavel scores or Zetterberg scores, look at those amazing records the Red Wings have in the playoffs.
I'll take zig and zag if one's on, the other one's off, or whatever.
Either one.
As long as you got one going. Drew Miller and Datsuk talking there on the bench about how they're going to cover each other.
Shot off the backboards wide. Oh, and a chance for Fiddler in front. A penalty upcoming here to Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Still lots of time in this baby. 5:24, boy.
Especially with a power play upcoming for Phoenix as the Red Wings put their penalty killing to work again. Zetterberg goes to the box. He's in there for a second time tonight.
Well, it came off a face-off again. Second time is right for Zetterberg.
Face-off controlled here, Schneider. They go down low to Volsky, up with Lombardi and Jovanovski stationed in front of Howard. Matthew Lombardi chopped at the puck. Jovanovski got a stick in there. Volsky lost a step and cleared by Helm down the ice. He and Eves go off. Quick change. There's 20 seconds out there. Got the face-off. After Phoenix had the draw, they got it out. Right back in. Sent in by Morris. Lillian. Seemed to be knocked down with a high stick. No, they say Volsky didn't get a high stick on it. In behind the net, Volsky tips it. Back to Lombardi. Gets the return pass. Down low to Volsky.
Active sticks again by Lidstrom. Lillian's got to do a job on 55 in front of the net. Jovanovski.
Leary and Lidstrom double teamed Lombardi. Oh, Matthew Schneider. Game 5, his first game of this postseason. Into Red Wing territory.
Look out here.
Here's a breakaway for the speedster. Darren Helm's away to the races. Left wing side. Yandel coming back. Slash. Goal post. Sabres go off. Penalty upcoming for a slash. No penalty shot, but Helm, did he ever take a whack?
Boy, he sure did.
Wow.
But that's hockey. A miscue by Phoenix on their power play again, and it looks like they're going to be stymied again. And here comes Helm, and there you'll see the slash. No question about a one-hander, but nonetheless, Darren Helm banks it off the blocker, off the goal post, and we go 4-on-4 for probably 39 seconds. It looks like till Zetterberg expires, and now 4:02 on the clock.
So Phoenix 0 for 5 on their power play. The Red Wings a perfect 19 for 19 since Phoenix scored in their first 3 attempts here in Game 1. Their penalty killing been great. Here's Datsuk.
Holmstrom's goal was a power play, wasn't it? But Datsuk, it's not even strength. Okay. So they came in.
Everything at even strength tonight.
Okay.
Here's Franzen. That's knocked down in front. Well, where power plays have played such a part in this series. Everything at even tonight.
Both teams are 0 for 3 after 40 minutes. So
Detroit 0 for 4 and Phoenix 0 for 5 now. Shots are 31-25 in favor of Phoenix, but more importantly, Detroit by 2.
Phoenix is going to have to pull Brizgalov here, probably while they're still short-handed.
Zetterberg on the intercept. To Bertuzzi, skate the stick and just wide. Filppula has got it. Red Wing Bell Tire power play. Bertuzzi went back for Zetterberg. Filppula trying to dig the puck out of Jovanovski's skates. Bertuzzi's got it, and a broken stick here. Zetterberg has to go to the bench to get one. Meantime, Wings control. Filppula shoots, and that's sent high. Bertuzzi finds it. Zetterberg with a new composite, kicked it ahead. Got it into the corner for Filppula, back to Zetterberg. Power play continues. Zetterberg back of the net. Red Wings can seal the deal here. Filppula out front himself, back to Zetterberg. His shot, Brizgalov got an arm on that. Filppula to Lidstrom, off his skate and back at center. Less than a half minute to go in the Bell Tire power play. Red Wings 5th of the game. Zetterberg knocked it out of the air. Not once, but twice. To Bertuzzi, and a good save. Brizgalov off his left shoulder.
Bert knows he had a dandy chance there. Boy, he slapped his stick like, oh, dang it.
Rafalski gave Lombardi a ride. Filppula bumped there by Morris. Filppula had the puck come back to him. And the penalty to Yandel is now expired. So like Phoenix, Red Wings 0 for 5 man advantage. Bouncing puck to center. Cleary catches up to it with Bronson and Datsuk. Save Brizgalov and up into the netting and out of play. It's time for tonight's Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. And as he did in Game 2, Pavel Datsuk scores a beauty here in Game 5.
Sure did, boy. He can create magic around the net if you're not covering him. He's got a wonderful set of hands, and he shows it once again right there. 2 goals in this series, same net, same spot, same artistry that Mr. Datsuk has in that toolbox of his.
And there are the Octopi. As they tell the Red Wing fans here that the NHL prohibits throwing anything on the ice.
Tell us something we don't know. Well, as long as it's not while the play's on and people could potentially get hurt. I don't care who does it. You can't be doing that. But.
So the Red Wings have outscored the Coyotes by 5 in third periods in this series. Cleary back of the net. Is that just veteran experience? Veteran group Detroit has, yeah.
Well, Phoenix has had better second periods overall. They had a better one tonight. Yeah, experience is certainly a part of it.
Well, except for that wild game too here.
Great goaltending.
Yeah.
You got to give Jimmy Howard credit for that.
Sure do.
Boy.
Shutout in Game 4. Stellar here tonight. Calder Trophy candidate this week. Been a good week for him. Here goes Brizgalov to the bench for an extra skater with 1:10 to go. Phoenix has pulled their netminder. 6 skaters to 5 here. Datsuk lifting one. Filppula going for it. To the net. And Jovanovski there. Filppula takes the puck from him to Zetterberg. Open net. Scores! From an acute angle. Henrik Zetterberg puts it away. 4-1 Detroit. They're going home looking to seal the deal on Sunday afternoon.
What a great job by number 51. Filppula has just been great on the left side with Datsuk, or with Zetterberg and Bertuzzi all series. Just dogged work against Jovanovski. Strips him of the puck. Absolutely picked his pocket. And Zetterberg, with those sweet little hands, makes it 4-1.
How about this? He's just tied his former teammate Michael Samuelsson for the goal-scoring lead with each a half dozen now in the 2010 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, he doesn't want them Swedish papers being outdone by Sammy.
Right. 45th career playoff goal in his 90th career playoff
That's pretty amazing.
Amazing. And
well,
look at his road numbers we told you, right?
Well, they both scored tonight.
So they're 10-1 now.
There you go.
10-1 when they each score in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, We hope you can be at the Joe on Sunday afternoon. As we say, a few tickets still left as Phoenix with a holding penalty upcoming here. And cheer on the Red Wings, and hopefully they can put it away Sunday afternoon in 6. Boy, it'll be just like when they closed out Winnipeg previously and Phoenix previously in 6 games, and
Well,
don't want to come back here for 7, that's for sure. Well, a reminder to place a small deposit on 2010-11 Red Wings season ticket plan right now and enjoy current benefits like priority on this year's playoff tickets below box office prices. Operators standing by.
Well, they'll need a much better effort this Sunday than they did last Sunday. Similar scenario, play here Friday night, travel all day Saturday, and then tee it up this time an hour earlier, 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Goalless game tonight, but I'll tell you what, he allowed his team, he kept them in the game in the second period when they were outshot 14-4 and made several spectacular saves, not the least of which was back on Martin Hensel in a 1-1 game. So Jim Howard, to me, he's got to be the #1 star of this hockey game.
Well, Red Wings beat Winnipeg 4-2 in the first round in '96, defeated the Coyotes 4-2 in the first round of '98, and have a chance to do it again in 2010. A lot more to come here from Phoenix and our Call Sam studios with Mickey York.
All right, thank you guys. Love the way that one ended. Coming up on Red Wings Live, we'll break down Game 5 with all of tonight's highlights. John Keating will bring us interviews from the Wings dressing room. And with head coach Mike Babcock, we'll have more with Ken and Mick, and Larry Murphy will be with us as well. All that and a whole lot more coming up on a special playoff post-game edition of Red Wings Live next from right here in the Call Sam studios.